There we go. Just keeping you guys, in the in suspense. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah. So many buttons to press in the world of going live. But thanks for the shout out, gang. Hopefully that's all on track now. But hey, hopefully you're well. Anyway, there you go. Good morning. Good morning, Alison. Good morning, Alex. Good morning, Ben. Morning, you guys. Good to see you guys here. Morning, Margaret. James is in the house. Ben, how are you, mate? Good to see you here as well. Devinda, great to see you. Good morning. There's Rodney flying in as well. Yeah, a little bit of a tech issue this morning, but we got it sorted, gang. We got it sorted. Good to see you guys here. Also, so morning, morning, Mark, and hey, Adrian. Hey, fantastic, great to have you here, mate. That's awesome. First time listener. That's fantastic, mate. Thank you. Well, I'll just do the quick, 5-second intros. Jason Witten's my name, as you might already know. Been property investing 20 years, coaching property investors across Australia and New Zealand. Over 18 with Positive, and Sam, my business partner. And along the way, we've done a few deals. We've helped a few people. And each morning, I get together with you guys around about 8 o'clock, have a little coffee and a chat about our wealth, our real estate wealth in particular. But there you go. So good to see you guys joining, and welcome, Adrian, as a first-time listener, and anyone else who's a first-time listener as well. Welcome. Fantastic to have you here tuning in this morning. So listen, I wanted to talk about the idea this morning. Let's take some time to talk about replacing our income. Now, the idea is something that everyone's like keen as mustard. However, sometimes it feels like it's a little bit out of our reach, and it doesn't seem like it's achievable. You go from where you are in the world of maybe a job or a business, a career, and they're like, how do I get to this location, this destination? It just seems impossible. So I'm going to take you through some basics this morning. Morning, Aaron. Morning, Dan. Great to see you. So let's dive into it, gang. I've prepared something a little bit earlier here, so we can work on this. So imagine this rectangle here is the days of our week, and a few of you guys should have seen this one before. If we look at Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, these are the days, I talked about it yesterday, I think it was, the exchange days, the days where we jump in and we go, all right, well, why don't we exchange some time, some ideas, some effort to get some money, okay? And most of you guys understand and realize this, that, those days, unfortunately, are taken. The money is taken up by others. You guys have seen this before. Some people realize that Monday and Tuesday you're working for the ATO, which is like that is absolutely annoying. For the rest of Tuesday you're working to put money into super. The super companies get money. You haven't earned a cent yet in your own name, and then really, if you've got a mortgage. Or you're renting, landlord. If you're renting or you've got a mortgage, the average Aussie spends about 30% of their income on their home mortgage, or about 26% on rent. And so, you're not looking in too much good shape by the time you reach the end of Thursday. Many of us, if we're not on top of it, will have some consumer debts, which is things like credit cards, HEX debts, etc., that consume the rest of Thursday. And really, for many of us, we have to work out how to live off of Friday's income. That's it. That's it. All right. Now, you guys have heard this one before, so I'm not going to dive too deep into what that might look like. But imagine this. How do we do a plan when it comes to replacing our income? And let's break it down a little bit more. Small business owner. Mark, mate, I'm glad you yelled that one out, because as a small business owner, it can actually be easier but harder at the same time, because lending becomes something you really have to work hard at for business owners. So maybe I'll do a specific business owner conversation in the next week or so, Mark. Good shout out. The concept, Mark, is the same. The tactical actions will be different for you as a business owner. So the strategy will be the same, but the tactical deployment, the tactical implementation will be different for you as a business owner, because business owners are treated differently, sadly, and not as good often as people with full-time jobs for lending. Okay, that's just the way it is. I wish we could change that, but there you go. As you go. So Alison is terrifying some of her younger co-workers by putting this on the board. I think that's great, Alison. You know, sometimes we need a wake-up call, don't we? All of us need a wake-up call sometimes to go, hang on, what are you doing with your life? You know, are you moving forward, or are you just marking time and life moves on without you? Okay, as we go. So look at this. Let's have a look at this. How do we replace our income from a high-level strategy point of view? Let's have a bit of a look. All right. And let's just dive into this. So if you have a calculator handy, punch these numbers in. I've done it already. Put in 500 times 52. That comes up with $26,000 a year. Okay. So each house, 26K. Okay. So think of it like this. Every time you buy an investment property, one of those investment properties now gets to I'm renaming my investment properties to this property here. This property is Monday. Hello, Monday. Monday is my first property. Tuesday is my second property. And as we think about it in these terms, gang, if you have a look, basic property renting for $500 a week, one property per day. Think of it in that term. When we end up with 5 properties, that ends up at $130,000. 5 properties times 26K. Times 5 again. Oh, hang on. Nah. Equals 130K. Okay, so $130,000 of rent now that is being produced from our property. So think of it this way, gang. Every property we buy does one day of the week. 1 day of the week. How many properties? How far are you in? Have you bought Monday yet? If you haven't, let's crack on. Have you bought Tuesday yet? Have you bought Wednesday yet? Have you bought Thursday or Friday yet? Now, it's not instant, as we all know, because what happens, gang, and here's another, hang on, hopefully, there we go. I'll squidge that up a little bit so we can see. Here's another little process that we need to understand. All right, we've got our 5 properties, and that's called the acquisition phase. You guys know that we need to get that acquisition phase done as quick as possible. And, how we do that well and fast and efficiently is why you have coaches and the 6-star team around you. Your coach, your finance expert, your property team, your property managers, and also your accountant and your financial planner if they're needed. But we've purchased our 5 properties. Now, how do we accelerate this as we go along? All right. So this is the stuff that we need to sort of have a bit of a look at. Now, I'm going to do income, not value in this. So our rent right now, gang, our beginning rent is 130K. All right. So we're looking at 130K. So let's say our rent is starting here, and we want our rent to go up. Okay. What makes our rent go up? You guys know this stuff if you're in mentoring, and if you're not, you should be. You should be getting into our membership or our mentoring. But what makes our rent go up? The location of the property because of demand, the quality of the tenant. Remember, we talk about the 3 qualities. Matter of fact, there's a 4th secret quality. The quality of your location, okay? The quality of your property, the quality of that location and property that will attract the quality of a tenant that has the ability to pay more rent into the future. And long term, if you don't have a quality property manager, those other 3 qualities actually get eroded or depreciated. And Bali is right. We absolutely 100% need some time. We need to be patient for this process, this gig to work out. Okay. Now, so we've got our income, and let's say over a 20-year period, our income, our rents would go up, okay? Times that by 150% equals $195,000. Now, there is some very basic mathematics right now or basic statistics, we can use for our mathematics that rent values on average, now we're going to not have average properties, but rent values on average go up like 50% in 10 years. Okay, so they're not doubling. They don't track along with the value of the properties often. It's called the detached value return ratio. I'll talk about that another time. But let's say over 20-year period, our rents go up 50%. Now, I think that's very conservative, but, let's just be conservative. So our rents go from 130 to 195, maybe a bit more. Let's say what we can do with our expenses. See the gap here at the start, the gap is very low. The gap between our expenses, which is our interest and other costs, and our rents, there's only a small positive gap. It might be 10 grand, it might be 20 grand a year, positive cash flow that you can put in your pocket. But in the consolidation phase, this is where things start to accelerate. We would start to debt reduce. So debt reduction. There's a number of ways you can do debt reduction. Obviously, you can do principal and interest payments at some point in the future. There's nothing wrong with principal interest payments in consolidation or lifestyle. That helps you reduce the debt. But prior to that, I'm a big fan of interest-only payments, taking that money, putting it in your offset account, using for acquisition, et cetera, et cetera. But, at some point, you want to increase the gap, all right? The gap. And this is the lifestyle gap. The difference between our expenses and our income, okay? And as we go along, this is over here, we want to get our rents up, okay? Rents up, debts down. And gang, it sounds very simple, and it actually is, let's be honest, very simple, okay? The problem is for many of us, we don't understand at the beginning of our property journey, that the quality and the location of the properties we buy now are vitally important in 15 or 20 years' time when it comes to rents up, quality of our tenant, the quality of our property, the quality of our location, the quality of our property manager. They come home to roost in 15 or 20 years' time, 10 years' time, compared to now, all right? And I see a lot of people making very average choices, buying old properties properties that are 20 years old already, and in 20 years' time, they're going to be 40 years old. That's not going to be a high-earning property. Choosing locations that are cheap or affordable, and affordable becomes a real problem. It's not about being affordable. It's about being in the right location. And I say to people, save up a little bit more to get the right location and the right property compared to being affordable as you go along. So, gang, hopefully that makes sense when we're talking about this. Remember this. All right, here's what it looks like. Your let's see if we can make that a bit bigger. There we go. Your days of the week are being consumed by other people. We know this. Other institutions. Everyone's got their hand in your pocket, and you want to get it out of your pocket. We're going to aim to buy every property. Think of it this way. Psychologically, it's awesome. Monday. Have you bought Monday yet? Have you bought Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday or Friday? Rename your properties. Hello, that's Friday. 36 Smith Street is Friday. You beauty. I've bought Friday back, okay, as we go along. Because, listen, I've had conversations with so many people about the idea of retiring and not working so much and those sorts of things. And listen, 99% of people say, I don't want to not work at all. Matter of fact, I'm very happy to work. I just don't want to work as much as I'm working. So, I'd happily work until I'm 65, 70, whatever it might be. But if I could work on Tuesday and Wednesday or part-time or whatever it might be, then, I'd be happy as Larry. At least I'm, engaged socially and I'm doing some stuff, and now I've got some assets and I could choose to if I didn't want to. That's the gang. That's the thing, gang. It's about choosing. Anyway, hopefully that makes sense. Give us a shout out in the chat if that made sense today. Where are you up to? Where are you up to? Have you got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday sorted? And this is kind of like the base level acquisition team. I always say when we're coaching, you've got to buy your 5 to 6 base level properties. And I'm not including your home, by the way. Your home would be property number 6. For many of you, you could be entertaining a property inside your super as well, if that was appropriate. Hey, good morning, Greg. So think about it in those terms, gang, as we go along. And remember this, work when you want to, not when someone else tells me to. That is a great, great quote. Great idea. So there we go, gang. All right, what we're looking to do is get those properties sorted as soon as possible in the acquisition phase. Get the rents trending upwards with your 4 qualities of rental growth, which is quality property, quality location, quality tenant, and a quality property manager, and then start reducing the debt over time. There's a number of ways to reduce debt smartly, and make sure you will be make sure you got that on your radar for the right time. Anyway, hopefully that made sense, gang. Done and dusted. Again, bit of a longer one today, as we've been traveling along. Sorry for the technical difficulties at the start of the start today, but that's great. Fantastic, Alison. Always good. Having a look at getting that sorted. That's awesome, Andrew. Locking away on Wednesday. Boom. I love it. It's all happening. Hey, Nev, mate, you might have a little bit of equity in your neck of the woods too, mate. Time to get Tuesday locked away, brother. Let me know. That's awesome, guys. Think of it that way. Like, it really motivates me when I say, right, I've sorted Monday through to Friday. I've got it sorted. Matter of fact, I'm going to double down on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy 7, and I'm going to put 2 on Monday and 2 on Friday. So the middle of the week, I'm sorted. So whatever it looks like, gang, just think of it in those terms as we go along. Anyway, I'm rabbiting on now. coffee and a chat done and dusted. You guys are awesome. Thanks for joining me. And join me again, tomorrow. And whoever's given me a shout out, absolutely. I can do debt reduction strategies. Thank you for the suggestion. Anytime you guys have got something you want me to do, for 10, 15 minutes in a morning wealth coffee chat, happy to do it. So give us a shout out in the chat. Even if it's not live, gang, and you're listening to this later, it will be, I will see it and I'll put it on my list to do. All right, gang. Wealth Coffee Chat done and dusted. You guys are awesome. Thanks for joining me. And see you tomorrow again for another Wealth Coffee Chat around about the same time, 8 o'clock each day. All right, gang. Bye-bye.